जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य सद्गुरु श्रीमदेसी भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की श्रील प्रभुपाद की गौर प्रेमानंदे। किधर है 9th कैंड भागवतम? किधर है? इधर नहीं है? ठीक है, रहने। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 10. The pastimes of Supreme Lord Ramchandra. Text number 8. Yaha Satyapasha Parivita Nidesham Strainyasya Cha Api Shirasa Jagre Sabharyaha Rajyam Shriyam Pranayinaha Suhrudaha Nivasam Tyaktva Yayau Vanam Asun Iva Mukta Yasatyapasha Parivita Piturnidesham Strainasya chapi shirasa jagre sabharyaha Rajyam shriyam pranayinaha suhrudo nivasam Tyaktva yayau vanamasun iva mukta sangaha Yasatyapasha parivita piturnidesham Strainasya chapi shirasa jagre sabharyaha Rajyam shriyam pranayinaha suhrudo nivasam Tyaktva yayau vanamasun iva mukta sangaha Yasatyapasha parivita piturnidesham Strainasya chapi shirasa jagre sabharyaha Rajyam shriyam pranayinaha suhrudo nivasam Tyaktva yayau vanamasun iva mukta sangaha. बोलिए. Mataji, Satyapasha parivita piturnidesham Yaha, Lord Ramchandra, who Satyapasha Parivita Pituhu, of his father, who was born by the promise to his wife. Nidesham, the order. Strainasya, who was very much attached to his wife. Cha, also. Api, indeed. Shirasa, on his head. Jagre, accepted. Sabharyaha, with his wife. Rajyam, the kingdom. Shriyam, opulence. Pranayinaha, relatives. Suhrudaha, friends. Nivasam, residence. Tyaktva, giving up. Yayo, went. Vanam, to the forest. Asoon, life. Iva, like. Mukta Sangaha, a liberated soul. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivinoda Swami Srila Prabhupada. Carrying out the order of his father, who was born by a promise to his wife, Lord Ramchandra left behind his kingdom, opulence, friends, well-wishers, residence and everything, just as a liberated soul gives up his life and went to the forest with Sita. Purport. Maharaj Dasharatha had 3 wives. One of them, Kaikeyi, served him very pleasingly and he therefore wanted to give her a benediction. Kaikeyi, however, said that she would ask for the benediction when it was necessary. At the time of the coronation of Prince Ramchandra, Kaikeyi requested her husband to enthrone her son Bharata and send Ramchandra to the forest. Maharaj Dasharatha, being bound by his promise, ordered Ramchandra to go to the forest according to the dictation of his beloved. And the Lord, as an obedient son, accepted the order immediately. He left everything without hesitation, just as a liberated soul or great yogi gives up his life without material attraction. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunadhanvitam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kaltarubhyascha Rupa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Namaha Pankajanabhaya Namaha Pankajamalini Namaha Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangraye. Yonta Pravishya Mama Vachamimam Prashuttam Sanjeevitagla Shakti Dhara Swadhamna Anyam Stahasta Charana Shravanattvagadivi Pranam Namo Bhagavate Purushaya Dubhyam Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Hare Krishna. Today, tomorrow being Sita Navami, usually we have 3 days Sita Navami special katha, but because yesterday was Wednesday, so we are having only 2 days, right? So today I will be giving on Sita Navami special class. So tomorrow also you will hear more about Sita ji. Actually, this when Sri Valmiki Muni composed Sri Ramayana, he named it as Sitaya Charitam, Paulastya Vada, like that he gave the name. So later on, of course, it became Ramayana, but otherwise, in general, if you see, the role of Lakshmi Devi is very limited in Krishna's pastimes whenever he would come as incarnation. But Ramayana, in this incarnation of Ramchandra, the role of Sita is the greatest. Right? The greatest. After composing Ramayana, Valmiki Muni taught Ramayana to. Ramayanam is a poem, Kavita, Kavyam, and it can be sung to a veena or something. It is, like that. So he taught to Love and Kush, and then Love and Kush was spreading, singing Ramayana very nicely, beautifully. Then Ramchandra came to know that some boys are singing, so he invited them. Ramchandra invited them to sing in his assembly. So all the many people they have assembled, Ramchandra along with his mothers, he was seated on the throne, asan, on a big asan. Then Love and Kush, they started reciting Ramayana very beautifully. Melodious voice, song. Then Sri Ramchandra became so absorbed, in Ramayana. Actually, it is not, another name of Ramayana is Ramayan. Ramayan means Sita ji. So he became so absorbed. Then everybody was enjoying the katha, Then complimenting and then passing comments to each other. But Ramchandra felt alone because he was on the asan, on the high. Then slowly, then he would get up and then come down, then there will be disturbance of katha. There will be interruption. He didn't want to. Then step by step, he came down. Then he merged with the people. And then some people, "Arey, kya bola hai?" Tough, They used to beat him on his back. "Arey, kya bola hai?" He used to also beat. So he was enjoying, Later on, when the katha was finished, "Arey, kaun baitha dekho?" Like that. So why, commentators say, why is he enjoying so much, Ramayana katha? Because about his own self, but actually he was enjoying because it is the glorification of Sita ji. Ramayana is completely glorification of Sita ji. That is why, because he has so much love for Sita, he was enjoying the narrations of Ramayana by Lavakush, like that. Today topic is little bit. I am not going to describe the whole thing, but how Sita ji convinced Lord Ramchandra to take her along with him to the forest. To cut the thing short, on the day of his coronation ceremony, Ramchandra was called to Kaikeyi's Bhavan, right? And then Kaikeyi, so Lord Ramchandra, Sumantra was taking Ramchandra to the Kaikeyi's Bhavan. There is a beautiful scene happening there, because everybody loved Ramchandra so much that hundreds and thousands and lakhs of people, they have gathered on the streets of Ayodhya to have a glimpse of Lord Ram. So there is a saying that if somebody would drop sand from the top, it won't reach the floor. It was so thickly populated, and then more and more people are coming, more and more, by the minute more and people are joining, and everywhere. So in that situation, Valmiki Muni composed a very beautiful verse. According to Sri Vaishnava parallels, Ramayana is Ratnamala. So there are jewel-like verses. Jewel-like verses. So one of them I am going to recite. It's a jewel-like verse. There are so many jewel-like verses. This one of them, right? बोलिए. यश्चरा रामं न पश्येतु यं च रामो न पश्यति निन्दितः सर्वलोकेषु स्वात्माप्येनं विगर्हते. यश्च रामं न पश्येतु यं च रामो न पश्यति निन्दितः सर्वलोकेषु स्वात्माप्येनं विगर्हते. Valmiki Muni says that at that point there are only two sentences on the lips of every resident of Ayodhya who are assembled there. One was, have you seen Rama? What is that? Have you seen Rama? Did Rama see you? Bolo? Did Rama see you? If one of these things have not happened, your life is a waste. Everybody will blame you. Not only that, you will blame yourself. Right? Anyway, there is a lot of commentary on this verse. I am not going to tell. But it is our goal in life that we should see Krishna, we should see Radha Rasbihari every day, and then Radha Rasbihari should see us. If these two things are not happening, then our life is a waste. Then not only Lokaninda will be there, but Swatmana Vigarhate means we ourselves will be blaming ourselves if this thing. Right? So, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we are able to see every day Radha Krishna, Radha Rasbihari. Radha Rasbihari also looks at us with cooling glances, mercifully. So, another feature of this is that Sri Ramchandra, when he was going, he was smiling. Right? Suppose somebody calls me in the council meeting or somebody, president's office, said, Ramrup, you are dismissed as a head pujari. Right? What will be my reaction? अरे पॉलिटिक्स हो रहा है, injustice, इतना सेवा किया मैंने, right? I say unceremoniously removed. Like that, I will be thinking like that. So Ramchandra. So Valmiki Muni describes that when Ramchandra was informed that you have to go to the forest immediately, the smile has not gone, but the smile has become wide. So the Ramayana it is described that maybe I could have described the beauty of Ramchandra while he was going, but while coming back, he was looking so more beautiful that it is not possible for me, for us to describe the beauty of Ramchandra. It's one of the life's lessons from Ramayana. Yamhina vyatayantyete purusham purushashrava samadukka sukham dhiram samritatvaya kalpate. Right? Ramayana, before Lord Krishna narrated Bhagavad Gita, taught Bhagavad Gita, Krishna came as Ramchandra, enacted all the verses of Bhagavad Gita, how to live Bhagavad Gita. So this is one. One should not be disturbed. One should not complain. Arey mere saath injustice ho gaya. Prabhupada said, there is no injustice done in this world. We get whatever we deserve. Anyway. So, meanwhile, when Lakshman was about to carry the umbrella, he just whisked him away. Don't come. Lakshmana was burning with anger. Ramchandra just neglected. He didn't look at him. He just told the servants also not to do glorification and all that, Jai Jaikar. So, when the people saw that Ramchandra was not boarding the chariot and he was going by walk, dal mein kala hai, kuch to ho gaya. Right? And then Ramchandra went. Then he went to Yajnashala. They said, "Arey, what is this? What is happening?" Then they had some hope. But he did circumambulation of all the paraphernalia. Then he walked away. Then they understood something. This today coronation ceremony is not happening. Then they are imagining so many things. And what happened? That time there is no press conferences. Social media. So they didn't get any information. Right? So meanwhile, Sita ji, she was waiting. So, very beautiful. When Ramchandra was leaving for Kaikeyi Bhavan, Sita ji came to send him off. So at that time, Ramchandra took his fragrant garland from his neck and he put around her neck and smiled. Sita ji smiled and accepted. Then with her eyes, because she cannot put her Mahagarland to Ramchandra, so she put along with her eyes, by enacting, she put a imaginary garland around the neck of Lord Ramchandra, and then she smiled. So commentators, they say that Ramchandra, he knew that something is going to happen. This is our last day in Ayodhya. My dear Sita, from now onwards, I will not be able to afford diamond necklaces and gold necklaces. I can only give you Manamala. So be satisfied. And then Sita ji, by enacting with her eyes and putting an imaginary garland, no problem, my dear Ram. I will accept whatever is you give me. I will accept it as prasad. Then I will not demand anything. Right? I will not demand anything. So that is a very beautiful exchange took place between Rama and Sita, like that. Then, meanwhile, Sita ji was waiting. Sita ji was waiting, thinking what happened. There is no sign. Muhurta is approaching. There is no sign of Lord Ramchandra. There is no sign of Lakshmana. There is no sign of, any Baja Bhajantri and all that. What happened? Then immediately she remembered the frightful scene of Parashuram approaching with Vishnu Dhanush and challenging Ramchandra. Then like Radha Govindmana says, when we love somebody, when he goes out or something, we expect some Ashubha to him, to our loved ones. If they don't come back on time, kuch accident ho gaya kya, some attack has taken place or what, Bandhu Shankini, anybody knows? Bandhu Shankini, that Maharaj always says. So she was thinking what happened, say anything might have happened, this and that thing. Then she remembered how Ramchandra, without any fear, he confronted Parshuram. Then she got assured, nothing will happen to my Lord, like that. One very beautiful incident has taken place when Parshuram was challenging Ramchandra that, okay, you broken my Guru's bow, Shivadhanush, I will challenge you, to break, accept this Vishnu Dhanush and, put, thread, like that. Then Sita ji started crying. Sita ji started crying. Then Ramchandra asked, why are you crying? When you broke Shivadhanush, you accepted me as my wife. Then if you break this Vishnu Dhanush, you may accept another wife. But you promised that you will remain Ekapatni Vrat. You say some Shiva Vaishnavacharya comments, jokes. Then Ramchandra said, no, don't worry. Because everybody is fed up. Darshan Maharaj marrying so many wives. So everybody, Yatha Raja, Tata Praja. So all the men also they are following Darshan marrying. सबसे for a lady सबसे ज़्यादा problem है southern का रहना, co-wife. They don't like, sharing her husband with the, other women, right? Prabhupada, of course, Prabhupada recommended, multi-marriage, polygamy. These Muslims, they have, this, hum panch, hamara 25. But in India, in Hindus also they used to have, hum panch, hamara 25. 100 हो जाते थे. But in 1947 they banned. So, but Ramchandra has taken a vow that I will remain Ekapatni Vrat. Then all the women of Mithila Nagar and Ayodhya Nagar, they were felt very relieved. Like that. Anyway, so she was remembering this pastime like that. What is Bandhu Shankini? She was suspecting some inauspicious things like that. Then meanwhile, in between she was crying. She was crying. So meanwhile, she saw forlorn figure of Lord Ramchandra, appearing in the doorway. Without Lakshman carrying umbrella over his head, without Bhajantri or Jai Jaikar, without servant doing chamra, fanning him, fanning him. Then, so many thoughts, so many thoughts. What happened? What happened? Why Lakshman is not carrying umbrella? Why Ramchandra is coming back on by walk? What happened to the chariot? Where are all the Vandimagat, praising? Where is the servant who is fanning Ramchandra? What happened? What happened? So many thoughts, She wanted an answer to all her questions. So many questions are raising in her head, like that. But when she saw Ramchandra, then immediately she figured out something happened. Because she never saw Ramchandra in such a melancholic mood. Then she understood that this is the time I should give support to Rama, my husband, my love, then Bhagavan Ramchandra, in Ramayana very nicely it is explained that sometimes men, when they are outside, they put up mass show, mass show feeling that nothing will happen to me, I don't cry, I am not affected by success or failure, all that they want to show. But there are weak moments where actually they can only express those weak moments. They become their failings or whatever only in front of his wife. So at that time, wife should give full support to her husband, without ridiculing him or joking and all that. So Ramchandra, then immediately Sita ji embraced him. I said, my dear Ariputra, what happened? Where are all the servants and all? Why are you coming by walk? What happened to Lakshman carrying umbrella? Like that she started asking questions. So Ramchandra, he was feeling sad, and then it was expressed in his eyes. It was shown in his eyes. But he composed himself because his thinking was he did not bother that he had to go to the forest. He did not bother that he had to give up the kingdom. Right? He didn't bother that he will not be having any chariots or servants and all. But his only concern was, how can I live without Sita for 14 years? Love of my life, how can I live? That was his chinta. So that was his, many rascals they say, Ramchandra left Sita in the forest, AO and all. But Ramchandra, out of his happiness, out of, his hatred for Sita or anything, he didn't leave Sita, right? So in the last verse, last portion of Balkand Ramayana, it is described that when Sita and Ram, when they came back after the marriage ceremony to Ayodhya, one very beautiful verse composed by Valmiki Muni says that Rama and Sita, they loved each other so much that Lord Ramchandra's love for Sita would increase day by day by seeing her very wonderful qualities every day, but that she was exhibiting. Then Valmiki Muni says one very beautiful thing, that Sitaji's love for Rama is double of what Rama has got for Sita. But she was not observing any of his good qualities. She simply loved him, thinking that he is my husband. He is my husband. So it is a ideal, dampatyam, very loving relationship, Sita and Ram. So Rama's only worry was, how will I live without Sita for 14 years? Then Ramchandra started saying to Sita that, my dear Sita, you belong to Kshatriya family. You know what all intricacies and intrigues happen in this. Ruling the kingdom is just like sitting in the boat, in a small boat, and trying to cross a huge ocean. Sometimes there is a boat may flip over, slip, like that. But those persons who are following dharma, they will not waver in the face of adharmic attacks. Sometimes there may be, we may not be able to change the negative situations, but we should be able to see positive things from that negative situation without feeling that some injustice has happened, and without feeling that I am victimized. It is not that sometimes we because over a period of time, a relationship may develop and nourish, but just because of a small incident, that relationship may not break if you have a positive attitude, like that. So my dear Sita, actually my only concern was that actually, my dear father Dasharatha Maharaj gave 2 boons to Kaikeyi. Kaikeyi demanded to fulfill those boons. That one is Bharat should be the king, then I should go to the forest for 14 years. So I have no problem, but my only concern was, how am I going to live without you? But I assure you, Sita, that with 14 years will fly away just like that. In my absence, please take care of my father and mother, who will be emaciated by my absence in separation. Right? And then you become fixed in spiritual life. Worship deities. Worship the deities. For your information, Lord Ramchandra used to worship Ranganathji, in his palace. Ranganathji. Same Ranganathji we have darshan of, in Srirangam, like that. So when in my absence, Bharat will become king. Please don't find fault in Bharat and Shatrugna. Please consider them as your small younger brothers and take care of them. Please, Ramchandra, very nice instruction he gave. Don't praise me in front of Bharat. Now who will be the king? The kings, they don't like to be, somebody praising someone else in front of him. Right? Their king's moods, they change very rapidly. If they are pleased, they will give big, benedictions and big gifts. But if they are displeased, they can kill you. इसलिए be near, at the same time keep distance. Okay? One thing, don't praise me in front of Bharat and accept him as a king in my absence. Please take care. First time in her life, already 12 years marriage, in her 12 years of married life, she would call Ramchandra by his name. According, in South India we don't have that system, but in North India they follow a lot. Like Devkindu was saying, I told already in the class, I told him, in South India nothing like that, but in North India there is some protocol that wife should not, like Radha Govind Maharaj in one of his class says, because he was from village, he was very shocked when he went to America. He was sitting in the car, and then that man, he was driving, the wife called him, Ramesh, come here. Then Ramesh immediately ran. like that. So he was very surprised. Wife is calling, husband by names. But first time in her life, ha ha ha, because there is so much etiquette, no? Ladies should not smile, laugh and all that stuff. Right? One should not trust a laughing girl and then crying man. There is a saying. Like that. So immediately, ha 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 ha. Hey Rama, you want me to laugh? What you are saying? So Ramchandra was surprised. Once one Saas, she told Bahu, don't call, because she was calling her husband by name. Ramesh, come here, go there, this and that. Take coffee and all. So Saas told, Bahu, husband का नाम नहीं लेना चाहिए. नाम नहीं लेना चाहिए क्योंकि आयु कम हो जाता है. Then she started, she wanted to give coffee or something. She was calling. ये क्या है? What is this? Saas, अरे you only told ना, don't call husband by name. No. इस करने से अच्छा नाम ही बोल दे. They nowadays, like that. You don't have to tell me what I should do to your parents and all. My parents taught me, all this etiquette and all. Because I don't have to do all these things, क्योंकि I am also coming. Right? I am also coming. So, Sita ji told one very interesting thing, that in general, people should, everybody, in all relationships, they suffer their own karma. But only in the relationship between husband and wife, they suffer each other's fate. Right? Each other's fate. A wife is known as Ardhangini. Ardhangini means she takes, off of the troubles of husband and gives 2 times happiness to husband. That is the meaning of Ardhangini. Ardhangini means not that, take the off the property. So that is, wife is meant for that. Wife is meant for that. So, I am also coming. When I come with you to the forest, I will be alone with you, enjoying privacy with you. Right? There is in commentary, one of the commentaries, Rama commentary, there are 4 reasons enumerated for Bhagavan's Narayana's incarnation as Lord Ramchandra. One of them was, see, Lakshmi ji complained that all the time, somebody are the same, Sahasrasisha, Purusha, Sahasraksha, Sahasrapad, you are always running, Gajendra ko raksha karo, isko raksha karo, all the time, no privacy, you are not spending quality time with me. If no devotee is asking for help, then this fellow, Anantasesh, is always with us. No privacy. Like that. Okay, Narayana said, okay, let us go. We'll take Rama and Sita's forms, then we will stay together for 14 years without getting disturbed. And this Anantasesh also will be very far. Not with us, means attached, like Lakshmana was there, but there was privacy, like that. So Sita ji was very interestingly, she said one very interesting thing. So in this incarnation of Lakshmi Devi as Sita, she was playing a role that, Shiva Vaishnavas, they attribute Sita ji as playing the role of an Atma. Atma. So how an Atma should behave in separation from Swami, Lord Narayana, Krishna. Right? So she was actually taking two hats. One is she was playing as a part of Mahalakshmi and also as a ordinary living entity, Atma, like that, Jiva. So she was indicating that, she said, when we are in the forest, I will, you and I will take swim in the lakes, studded with full of lotus flowers. Okay? And then with beautiful forest, very nice fragrant flowers. We will play with small animals. It will be very nice. Then I will not trouble you at all, demanding anything from you. Demanding anything from you. Only thing that I will demand from you is more service. More service. Then she used one word, agragaste kushakantakam. She said, I will walk in front of you. Then, because when they cut all this kusha grass and all, very sharp, edges will be there. So your soft lotus feet will be hurt. I will clean them, kushakantakam, kushakantakam, and then I will go ahead, and then I will keep your path for you very comfortable. Then you can walk. So another meaning is kushakantakam means ku means bhumi, sha means happiness, kantakam means obstacles. So the happiness of bhumi or the residents of the bhumi, for happiness of residents bhumi or residents of the bhumi is Rakshasas. You are very, very magnanimous person, gracious person. Without animosity to anybody, you will not kill anybody. You will not harm anybody. But all these Rakshasas who are obstacles for happiness of the bhumi, they have to be killed. I will go ahead, then they will trouble me, then you will come and kill all these Rakshasas. That is, she was indicating as a Mahalakshmi. One then she said, Aham gamishyami vanam sudurgamam mrugayutam vanara varanayutam vane nivasyami yatha pitrugahe taneva pada upagruhya samyata. There is a inner meaning to this verse. She says that the forest which is infested with all the monkeys and all the different animals and all, so I will go taking your lotus feet as only shelter. I will live in the one as if I am living in our Maike, in my father's home. So there is a meaning that Mrugayutam Vanara Varanairnyutam. Mrugayutam Vanara Varanairnyutam. The meaning is given, commentary, that I will be separated from you because of deer, Mruga. Then by the effort of great monkeys, I will be reunited with you. Okay, understanding? Then she was saying that I will live because before Sita ji appeared, she was Vedavati before her life, before this life. So Vedavati first appeared in Lanka. And then the astrologers predicted that because of this girl, you will die. She will be the cause of your death. So Ravanasur took that girl and threw in the ocean. And then somehow through ocean flowing, she reached Mithila Nagar. So Vedavati only Sita ji. So Vedavati Maike, the parental home is Lanka. So I will stay there, Then they will do all atyachar with me. Then because of, by the help of the monkeys, Vanarayitam, we will again combine. During that time, I will simply remember your lotus feet and all that. So, then Ramchandra, he heard her all his arguments. He heard her arguments. Then he started speaking that, my dear Sita, you are actually imagining a very flowery life, But actually when you really go to the forest, even big, great people also, they will become disturbed because, you will not be able to sleep in the night because of the jharna, the voice, that noise that make, these waterfalls make. You cannot sleep. Then during the daytime, you think that all these roars of lions and the tigers, you will become very afraid. Right? You will become afraid. You may be thinking, oh, I will swim very nicely in the lakes studded with the lotus flowers, and then there are some very ferocious crocodiles waiting for you. If you are not in the lake, then if some animals are not there, there will be scorpions, there are snakes, and there are foxes, jackals. It is then there are so many Bhayankar Rakshasas are there. Right? Bhayankar Rakshasas are there. So, my dear Sita, please stay back. You will not be able to tolerate all these troubles like that. Then Sita ji said, my dear Lord, where do you think the animals live? It is a natural habitat. If they don't leave the forest, they get killed. In the same way, the responsibility of the wife, duty of the wife is to stay with her husband. Just like fish, they come out of the water, they will die. Like that, I will also die if I am not with you. Right? If I am not with you. Then she said one very beautiful verse. Adrushta purva rupatvat sarvepi tavaragava rupam drushtva apasarpeshu bhaye sarvehi bibyati. All these animals and crocodiles and snakes and scorpions, they retain their cruelty only as long as they don't see you. They don't see you. But adrushta purva rupatvat sarvepi tavaragava rupam drushtva apasarpeshu sarpeyaha bhaye sarve bibyati. As soon as they see you, your beautiful form, they will give up all their cruelty and they welcome you. So they welcome me also. So that you don't worry. So actually, some commentators they say that all the animals and the sages and all the residents of forest, they became so attracted to Ramchandra's beauty. The snakes and scorpions, they have given up their poison poisonousness. And then they were they were so attracted by the beauty of Ramchandra that because of the Kantaka, all the obstacles, thorns and pebbles and all, snakes used to lie, down on the forest path, so that snake's body is very soft and cooling, so that Ramchandra can walk very blissfully without getting hurt. It happened. Sitaji predicted. Sitaji predicted like that. So then Ramchandra was trying to convince Sitaji that stay back, don't come, this and that. Sitaji was making arguments, counter arguments. Then Ramchandra was not changing his mind. Then Sitaji became helpless. Right? Sitaji became very helpless. Then वो ब्रह्मास्त्र प्रयोग किया था. एक क्षत्रिय के ऊपर, क्षत्रिय को, एक आदमी को भी, और खास करके एक क्षत्रिय के लिए ब्रह्मास्त्र उसको हर्ट करना है, बोलने का तुम नामर्द हो. So she is very famous verse. किम्त्वा मन्यत वैदेहः पिता मे मिथिलाधिपः Rama Jamataram Prapya Striyam Purusha Vigraham. Then she said, my father Mithilapati Janak Maharaj, when he was giving me to you in marriage, he thought he was giving to a very big, great hero who broke the chariot, this Dhanush. But he did not know that he gave to a Stri in the Purusha Vigraha, in the form of a man. Anybody would have missed the hurt that is seen in the eyes of Ramchandra. Now Ramchandra, when he heard such hurtful words from his beloved wife, he was very hurt. He was very hurt. Then commentators, they say that is it justified for Sitaji to insult Ramchandra like that? Sitaji observed the hurt in the eyes of Ramchandra. Then she understood that when you hurt somebody out of ego, the relations will break. But if you break somebody's ego or hurt the feelings of that person, in order to do some seva, in order to express love over a period of time, that hurt can be. She thought, with the ointment of love, I will actually cure that hurt, that injury that caused by my sharp words, like that. Then फिर भी Ramchandra did not relent. Then Sitaji said, my dear husband, according to you, what is the Naraka and what is Swarga? Right? What is Swarga and what is Naraka? Then Ramchandra looked at Sita and said, Abhi insult kiya hai, she has just insulted me. Now what she is going to. So a wife should have 4 qualities, they say, to complement her husband, and number 2, to complement of her husband, and to take care, and then to correct. A wife should actually complement, look for good qualities in the husband, and then praise. And sometimes if some qualities are lacking, she should complete. And then she should take care of her husband very nicely. Right? And then sometimes if the husband is going on the wrong path, she should correct him. Like that, a wife should play 4 roles in married life. Like that. So that is ideal, husband and wife relationship, dampatya. Right? Not that all the time fighting. Only fighting. Nowadays. Then Sitaji, Ramchandra was looking at Sita. Abhi ab kya hai? Then Sitaji only came with the answer. That wherever you are, that is Swarga for me. Wherever you are not there, that is Naraka for me. Please don't deprive me of this wonderful opportunity to come with you. Don't kill me, my dear Lord. Don't send me to hell. Then she said, even if you are not taking, because in my childhood, one lady astrologer predicted that I will be going to the forest 2 times. That is why I am always eager to go to the forest. Now it's got an opportunity. So let me come with you. So Ramchandra was looking at Sita. Then she tightly embraced Ramchandra. Then she started crying and crying and crying. So much crying she was that a small pond has formed because of her tears. Then Ramchandra also embraced Sita. Okay, Sita, come with me. Right? So Ramchandra said, people would blame me that if I force you to take you with me. That he is going to the forest, he forced his wife also to take to the forest. Without knowing what is your real desire, without your intention, how can it tell you to come with me? Now I understand that you want to come with me. I am very happy to take you. Prabhupada says, usually when a man is going for traveling, he should not take his wife. Especially to the forest. अभी तो वृंदावन सब लोग सब जगह लेके जाते हैं. But in general, when somebody is going to the forest, he should not take his wife. That is why Ramchandra had to go to so much trouble. Prabhupada, Yashomadinandan Prabhu told, asked Srila Prabhupada, please translate Ramayana into English. Prabhupada replied, what is there in Ramayana? Even if God comes down and gets married, he will get into trouble. So Ramchandra showed, the material life, if the trials and tribulations, especially when you take your wife with you in the forest. Right? Like that. Anyway, so in this pastime, Sita ji exhibited 3 qualities: Shri Tattva, Shri Tattva, Jiva Tattva, Madhyavarti Tattva. Shri Tattva, just like effulgence cannot be removed from the sun. Light cannot be removed from the lamp. In the same way, Lakshmi cannot be removed from the Lord, Ramchandra, Sita, Narayana or whatever. Isliye Shri Tattva like that. And then Jiva Tattva, by Jiva Tattva she showed that when you are expecting separation from the Lord, how you should cry, how you should demand, how you should force the Lord to, not to become separated from him. Then Madhyavarti Tattva, Guru, plays the rule of Guru. Then Ramchandra told Sita, okay, if you want to come with me, you have to give up all your possessions, charity. Okay? Give them in charity. No, big luggage. Like that. Sita ji, so happily, she started giving donation, all her belongings. Ramchandra was very surprised and then he was very pleased by the detachment of Sita ji. Come. There are very interesting. Then Sita and Ram, they gathered, and of course there is another pastime happened. Then Ramchandra came out, then Lakshmanji was waiting outside the gate and then he was seeing all these things. Then Ramchandra embraced Lakshmanji, goodbye Lakshman, this is our last embrace after 14 years. Then Lakshmanji said, why are you going back on your words? Why you are not taking me? Ramchandra was surprised. When did I tell you that I am going to take you? No, you only just now said, when you are talking to Sita, Babi, you said you take care of Bharat and Shatrughna, but you didn't tell my name. That means I am coming with you. Right? And then another word, when you are talking, you are using plural noun. Hum. Hum ka matlab more than 2. Ekavachan, Bahuvachan, Dvivachan, Ekavachan, Dvivachan and Bahuvachan. So you are using Bahuvachan, that means 3. You Sita ji and myself. Then Lakshman somehow convinced Ramchandra. Then he said, okay. Like that. It's a very pity. So then they called, then he called Vasishta Muni's son. Then he gave all donation. There is a heap of, pearls, diamonds, gold, Sitaji, silver items, there is a heap. Small mountain. She donated everything. Ramchandra also donated. Then he arranged for 14 years of staff of his palace. Then he arranged food and other items for 14 years, all the Gurukulas, in his absence. Everything is taken care. So everything he was giving. Then meanwhile, one Brahmana came. Unka naam tha Trijata. He came running very, like Sudama, emaciated, poor Brahmana. So his wife, keeping his children, her children, who are also very emaciated because of lack of food. Please go to Ramchandra and beg for some charity. He is a very charitable person. I heard he is giving a lot of donations nowadays. Then he came running. Then when he saw Ramchandra's beauty, he was so blissful, saying that he was thanking his wife, because he would never ask anything from anybody, even from the Lord. But he was very thankful to his wife to force him to come to the and seek some charity from Ramchandra. Then Sita ji observed Ramchandra. There is a twinkle in his eyes. When he was speaking to Trijata Brahman, he said, Ramchandra told that, my dear Brahmana, I gave up everything. You are very late, but some cows are grazing on the side of Sarayu river. You take this staff and you throw this staff. You cover how many area, whatever area you threw. That area where whatever cows are there, they will be yours. Sita ji was shocked, and what is he doing? This poor Brahmana, his bones are visible. He was so thin, and then he is asking, he is so cruel. How my husband has become like that? Then usually he is very serious, Madhyada Purushottam. Some joking, like that eyes. Then he took, okay, no problem. Then he took a cloth, tied around his waist. Then he took that staff. Then Jai Shri Ram. Then he threw the staff. At least 1,000 meters that away, that place. He crossed the palace. It crossed the gates of the palace. It crossed the forest, and then went up, and then it covered the entire area of Sarayu river. Ramchandra said, take whatever you will. All the cows will be. The Ramchandra, then even till now, Trijata, he was shocked, by the behavior of Ramchandra. Kya hai, Majak Brahman ke saath. Then Lord Ramchandra begged forgiveness to the Brahmana. My dear Brahmana, the Brahmanas, people should not think that they are helpless and they are defenseless. They can't do anything for themselves. So they are begging. They beg in order to benefit the donors. Otherwise you don't need anything. I wanted to show to the people. But whatever, speaking to Ramchandra, he was very blissful. That okay, still he did not understand why he did this pastime, but still he was very happy. Then they donated everything, and then Ram, Lakshman, Sita, they were going to the assembly of Dashrath Maharaj's palace. Then seeing, till now, nobody had seen the Sita ji, Asurya Pasha, but everybody was seeing Sita ji walking on the streets, and everybody cursing Kaikeyi. So very beautiful pastime has happened, very heart-rendering, that Kaikeyi demanded that they should wear sarees, clothes made of tree bark, which are very, very rough. So Ramchandra, Lakshman, they wore, but Sita ji, she was so delicate, Sukumari, she was unable to wear them properly because they were so hard. And then by trying to put those sarees made of the bark, tree bark, her body, soft body, her karocha raha tha. There are, blood was coming. Then Ramchandra tried to put sari on her, but it was slipping because she was very so soft. Then all the Sabhavasis, they started crying. There is a huge cry. Everybody started crying. Sitaji, because Sitaji is the favorite Bahu, daughter-in-law of Ayodhya. Everybody loved her. Seeing the condition of Sitaji like that, Vasishtha Muni, Brahmarshi Vasishtha Muni, he also started crying. And then he became so angry. Then he started cursing Kaikeyi. You rascal woman, Nagin, all that, Chudel, he started calling names. like that. Chudel. Chudel means ghost. Once one boy, he was asking, Papa, Chudel kya hota hai? And the wife looked at him, don't look at me. The son was saying, Samajh gaya Papa. Some chudel hote hai, So Kaikeyi ऐसे चुड़ैल थी. चुड़ैल, नागिन, ये सब बात बोल रहा था. There was no condition that Sita ji should go to the forest because she is going on her own. So then Kaikeyi thoda little bit she walked back. Then Dasharath Maharaj understood that she may agree because she was so adamant. Then Dasharath Maharaj ordered, Sita ji will not wear bark tree, tree bark sari. She will wear pattu sari. Then pack 14 years worth sarees and the jewelry. Sita ji, she did not protest. She said, this may be last instruction of my father-in-law, who loved her so much and treated her as own daughter. She did not want to protest. Then she immediately agreed to wear. Then she went and then wear very nice soft silk sari and then fully decorated with very nice jewelry. And then Lakshman ji becha, he said, मैं सब कुछ करूँगा, आप सब लोग सिर्फ both of you enjoy. He told, there is one verse, aham karishyami. Then Lakshman ji was carrying, the entire luggage for 14 years. Not only that, after meeting such Anusuya and Atri Muni, Anusuya, she gave very nice makeup cheese, makeup. So many makeup, all these ointments and then facial creams and kajal and so many big box. Then she gave a nice sari which will not get dirty because and then Lakshman ji, abhi ye bhi uthana hai? Yeah, aaya to utha raha hai. Uthao. So dono haathon mein ek luggage, Once we went to Vrindavan, one Grahastha devotee, he was telling, after getting down from railway station, the train, wife was just walked off. Then in one hand he was carrying suitcase and wife's suitcase and his bag. Then another hand he was carrying the child. Then I looked at him, Prabhuji, this is Grahastha life. Burden, you have to carry the burden. Your wife's burden also, your like that. Don't get married. Like that. So he was carrying, So then, of course, there is a. I will finish this class by narrating very briefly how Sita ji applied the slave of ointment of love and then reduced the hurt, the feelings of hurt of in Ramchandra's. One point is Sita ji, when Kara and Dushana attacked with 14,000 Rakshasas, Lord Ramchandra ordered Lakshman that to take Sita and hide her, both of you hide in a cave. I will fight alone. I will fight alone. Sita ji was surprised and Lakshman ji was surprised. Why is he doing that? Then Sita ji understood. Because Sita ji challenged that you are not, man enough to protect me. You are telling all these Rakshasas and animals and all. Ramchandra wanted to show Sita that I can do it. So Virudha, there is both Rama and Lakshmana killed. Lakshmana only cut the throat, this nose and ears of Surpanaka. He didn't get a chance to show his manliness, power to Sita. Now he thought, I got a chance now. I got a chance. Lakshmana was arguing. Ramchandra said, no argument, go inside. Don't let her, come out. I told you. No, Bhaiya, I told you. Like that. So Lakshmana was surprised. There is one reason. Another reason is that Sita ji, she is very compassionate mother. If she was looking at the Rakshasas, she would like Ramchandra to pardon them. So that is another reason. Just like, he had to pardon Kakasura. Sita ji gave him shelter. Sita ji took that kawa and then kept at the lotus feet of Ramchandra. This is a very interesting pastime narrated, commented by Shiva Vaishnavacharyas. That Kakasura, Sharanagati. Like that. So without the mercy of Sita ji, we will not get surrender, shelter of Lord Ramchandra. Anyway, very beautiful description of Ramchandra fighting with 14,000 Rakshasas, Khara, Dushana and Trishira. Ramchandra was releasing the arrows in such a lightning speed that all the Rakshasas, they thought that so many Ramchandras are appeared and then releasing the arrows. In 1 hour's time, all 14,000 Rakshasas were killed. Then Dushana came, Ramchandra called for Agastya Muni, he gave some astras to Ramchandra, he called for that astra and killed him. And then Trishira also, he killed him. And then this Kara is very, very ferocious demon, very powerful demon. When Kara came to Ramchandra, he became so attracted by the beauty of Lord Ramchandra, then he thought, Arey, aisa handsome banda kyun marne ka? Then he made a compromise, pact, said, hey, I don't want to kill you, just, because you cannot touch me, I am very powerful, you just surrender to me, I will not kill you, I will arrest you and keep in my house, and then every day I will come and see you and enjoy your beauty. Ramchandra said, rascal, I will show you. He will enjoy There is one beautiful pastime happened which tarnished the image of Ramchandra forever. Because when Khara, he was fighting and all, and then at a very lightning speed, he attacked Ramchandra and then he rushed forward. The Ramchandra, he did not have space to, Akaranantam bolte hain, means you have to pull the string up to the ear. Then if you release, then it will hit. Ramchandra did not have the space. Then Prabhupada says, Ramchandra did not want to touch the ass demon. That is why he took a 2-3 steps backward. It became such a bad name for Ramchandra that, a Kshatriya while fighting should not take backward steps. But there is a reason, I will some other time I will tell. So Ramchandra had to do that and then he killed. When he killed, then Sita ji somehow little bit, she requested Lakshman, thoda dekhno dena. Right? And then Sita ji was looking at Ramchandra, all his body, a little bit, blood is coming out from his body, injured. Then he was walking like a lion or like a gaja, like an elephant, with a pride in his eyes. I have done it. अभी देखना चाहता हूँ सीता जी क्या बोलेगी, right? Sita ji, there are heaps of bodies all over, but very ghastly scene. But Sita ji was not disturbed by that scene because she was only looking at Ramchandra. Then Ramchandra was standing there with his Dhanush and Band. Then Sita ji, just because I hurt his feelings, and then I told, Sri Roop mein Purush, like that. Then she understood why Ramchandra was doing all these things. In order to tell me, show me that, I am man enough to protect you. I am not covered. Why I not allowing you to come, all that stuff. Then Sita ji ran forward. Then from behind, she embraced him very tightly, and then her garland that she was wearing crushed in between their bodies. Then she was actually crying and then appreciating the happiness and tears of joy. And then she was kissing him all around, and then she was turning around, and then she came in front of Ramchandra. Then she hugged him on his chest. Then she started saying that, my dear Lord, if my father had seen you like this, he would have understood that my son-in-law is such a great hero, such a great man. Not only me, he would have given hundreds of Mithila Nagari girls to you as your wife. Bravo, I appreciate. Then that incident, that actually cleared the hurt of Lord Ramchandra. That now Sita ji accepted that I am man enough. It is very touching pastime. Thank you very much for hearing very carefully. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Thank you. We will not extend the lecture. You all must be feeling hungry. I am also feeling hungry. Hare Krishna.